In this video training session, I would like to review with you how to complete the SEO with all the 7 steps, start to finish, after the page that has been created has been published. This means that the draft was created, the number was added in the multi-level navigation so it's invisible to navigation, and now we're going to proceed onto the actual page and complete all the steps that's needed so that the pages can be linked correctly in the footer. In this particular case, I'm going to start with the Scottsville, Kentucky on the Drbaki website. If you notice here, I've made a few changes. Up here it says in Morgantown, Kentucky, Drbaki Orthodontics in Bowling Green, and then it's got the full word Kentucky. Would like to welcome you to the website. These sentences are getting a little long, and I don't know that it's necessary actually to write in the full name Kentucky, so just so that we can shorten things up a little bit, I'm actually what I'd recommend that is you do is take the not only Kentucky out, but take the KY out. So we're going to go in and we're going to edit the page. The search engines already have the KY for Scottsville, so they know what area that they are working in. And then we're just going to arrow down here and take out the KY or the Kentucky. Now the next step that we'd like to go to is the permalink here. Now what the permalink is, it's the URL that the search engines actually read when going through the indexing of the website. And with this particular program, we do have the ability to edit it. Now, normally it would be that great big long sentence, but what we want to do is shorten it up. So if you click on Edit, what we want to do is just say orthodontist, which is the main keyword, Scottsville, Kentucky, and you actually can take everything right out of it. So the URL permalink is now being changed to, it will be for the website URL, and then it'll just be orthodontist Scottsville, Kentucky, so when someone types in those keywords, they will find it. You'll notice I also added in the word Invisalign, so it actually says Invisalign orthodontist Scottsville, Kentucky. The next step that we're going to go to, and I'm not actually going to show you how to do this because I know you know how to do it, is wherever possible on any of these pages you want it to link to the interior pages of the site. So you just go through, you would link to the doctor's name, anything to do with Invisalign, Invisalign teen, staff, those types of things, that would be done on every page. The next one that we want to address is the actual width of the map. Now, when you see that when the map is being shown, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here so that we can go in the back area here. And we'll move this over a little bit. When people are looking at the map, what we'd like to do is make sure that the map almost completely fills the area that's on the page. And what's happened with the latest update is they've now increased the size of this flag, which makes it sometimes a little difficult trying to line it up. You want to make sure that this white flag area is not in, does not have these up and down arrows over the top of it, so you want to leave some room around it. So when you're creating this, you want to keep this in mind. And one of the easiest things that you can do, rather than having to go back in and continually redo the page, is if you go to the HTML coded area, and on the back end you'll see here where the coding is for the website. You'll notice that right here it says 550 is the margin height. So when you actually bring in the map, if you're looking at it and you notice that it doesn't look quite right, all you have to do is change this height here. You don't have to go in and redo the map. And then you also want to make sure that it matches down here. Both of these spots need to be in the have the exact same amount on the pixels. So if you created it 425 and you want to make it wider, just go into the HTML code on the back and change those two areas and you're all set. It will automatically resize itself. If after you resize it, it still doesn't look right when you're looking at it on the visual, then you may have to actually go in and get a new coding off of Google Places. And you also want to make sure that you've got the right address and that you've got the right Google Places listing. If you have noticed that you go in there and there is no website attached, let myself or Jeff know so that we can go in and try and troubleshoot the problem with that. After you've made sure the map and everything is correct, and also, by the way, I want to mention there always may be an example or an exception to the rule that the map might not be put in. It depends upon actually what is going on with the site, but in general we will be putting a map in. You want to make sure that tags are put in on every page with the major keywords, orthodontist, braces, Invisalign, and the name of the practice. In this case it would be Drabaki Orthodontics, and the name of the doctor, which is Dr. Olis Drabaki. So on all the pages you want to make sure you cover the basics on everything. Now, one of the things that I just want to mention now, and I'll let you know when we start doing it, this scripts and meta, we never have worked with this before, but after talking to Mike, we actually can create separate footer content for each one of these local areas that we're coding for, and we will start doing that so that the footer content will just be specific to that one particular page, and we'll add more of the local keywords to it to give it a little more oomph getting into where it needs to go. Now this is the footer script, but we still need to add below it, you still need to add the title and the meta tags. Now the title, you know how to do that. You no longer have to put the meta keywords in here. Google, Yahoo, and Bing no longer read the meta keywords because of spamming. So you don't have to take the time to do that. And then you've got your meta description, which you want to start it out with the name of the local area, in this case in Scottsville, Kentucky, and then go along with Invisalign orthodontist Dr. Olis Drabaki. We know that in this particular area they're going to the Bowling Green office, and affordable orthodontic care. Check on their website to see what services they offer, if they do Damon braces, Sure Smile, and Invisalign, just to make sure that everything is coded correctly. And in this case, other than the one location that they're going to, you do not need to add any other surrounding area information. The goal of each one of these individual pages is to code as best you can for that one particular town that you're working with. And once you've completed that, all you want to do is go up, update the page, get the URL, and then link that into the footer that we will be adding into the home page of the website.